we live?
We're live.
The fact that we don't give a
Whoa.
Yeah, we're live too, and guess what? We do care. Yeah, we do care.
Need the jobs, need the paychecks. Hey, Game 5, winner take all. It's the Padres and Dodgers from LA. Yu Darvish opposite Yoshinobu Yamamoto. First MLB postseason game all time in which Japanese-born players started against each other. Bottom two, Kike Hernandez off of Darvish. His third home run in a winner-take-all postseason game. Tie for the second most all-time. Wave it goodbye. A little foreshadowing with Teoscar Hernandez, who's fired up. More from him in a moment. It's 1-0 Dodgers. Yamamoto coming in 13 is the ERA in 3 starts against the Padres, including Game 1 of this series, when they got him for 5 earned in 3 innings. Fernando Tatis Jr. particularly has roughed him up, but here just rolling over to third. And we got a good old-fashioned 5-4-3 double play. Yamamoto out of the jam. Dodgers leading 1-0 still. On to the 5th. It's still 1-0. Is X going to give it to him? It's Xander Bogaerts now. He's browsing. Didn't like the call, perhaps because it was inside. But Yamamoto is still motoring. Dave Roberts said we didn't understand the pressure on his starter. He said, quote, he was pitching for the country of Japan. Well, he got Jake Cronenworth to roll over. Yamamoto, 5 innings, scoreless, 2 hits, 2 Ks, and the Dodgers have a lead, turning it over to the bullpen. For now, though, Yu Darvish has retired 11 straight batters following that home run in the second inning. He's facing Shohei Ohtani. We call that foreshadowing. No, we do not.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. He dominates.
The hook.
Ohtani was 0 for 4, 3 Ks. It's 12 straight batters retired. Pods still trail 1-0. Let's go top 7. Evan Phillips on the mound. The bullpen is on. The bullpen has been working overtime for the Dodgers, facing Manny Machado. That thing was way outside. That's in the opposite batter's box. Kike would say everybody was picking them to win, talking about the Padres, because we have no pitching. Okay. Alex Vesia getting Jackson Merrill. Vesia is amped, and why not? Bottom 7. Darvish still in there. He's retired 14 straight batters, but you can't go there on Teoscar Hernandez.
He knew it.
You're a grouch, Oscar. I live in a trash can. Dodger Stadium is going crazy. It's 2-0. Kike Hernandez saying they couldn't hit with runners in scoring position. And Hernandez would lead his squad in hits with 6 and RBI with 7 in the series. Blake Trinan is on to try to button it up. Padres haven't scored in 23 straight innings. If it's 24, it's over. Mike Schilt, the skipper, would say it's devastating. I think stunning is appropriate. And who else but Kike Hernandez to handle the final out as the Dodgers shut out the Padres 2-0. And now they get to meet the Mets in the NLCS. We start our postgame with Hernandez. Says it's a little sweeter considering who they beat.
winning a series feels good regardless of who it is, but the fact that we're beating our rivals, we showed what we're all made of, and we were able to get the job done.
It's amazing. I know since my first day with the Dodgers that this season is going to be special, and here we are going to the National League Championship.
It's relief. It's redemption. I wanted to beat those guys. We all wanted to beat those guys really bad. The job's not done, and you will see the focus, the fire going forward, with the expectation to win 8 more games.
Pitchers did the job. Obviously, we put tough at-bats out there, but at the end of the day, stuff didn't went our way.
There's a lot of emotion taking place, mixture, obviously a ton of disappointment in the end result, but nothing but absolute respect and admiration for our entire club.
So we're going bi-coastal now in the championship series. Dodgers and Mets NLCS Game 1 in LA coming on Sunday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Dodgers win 4-2 against the Mets in the regular season, and they won 4 straight against New York.
Hernandez, atenção, essa bolinha já foi! Los Angeles Dodgers!
Understated, quaintly delivered.
For sure.
After this game, Hernandez would be asked about what makes this Dodgers team so different.
The fact that we don't give a
Again,
I see.
eloquence.
Well, that was French.
Well delivered.
So we went from Portuguese.
In
French.
the 7th, the brothers Hernandez. Sound up. Dude, that's awesome. The pipes on that guy. Obviously not brothers by blood, but brothers in the long ball. And these brothers are now headed to an LCS for the 16th time in the franchise's history, and they did it all without Shohei Ohtani. Look at his career OPS, though, against the Mets. That's the team they get next. All of his career games against them coming since 2022. Ohtani's OPS the highest by any player in baseball since that year, who's played at least 10 games against the Mets over that span. Oh, it's going to be a doozy, and guess what? It starts tomorrow. So here to break things down right now, Tim Kurkjian. Uncle Tim, fantastic to see you. You just saw Shohei's numbers against these Mets. He absolutely dominates them. So how can they try and minimize the damage he does in this series?
Yeah, I'm not sure there's a way to slow Shohei Ohtani down. It's almost like this season he said, all right, I can't pitch, so what can I do that nobody else in baseball history has ever done? And, of course, he goes out and achieves 50-50 with room to spare. I remember in spring training when I was talking to the Dodgers guys who had never played with Shohei before, obviously, and one of the guys said everything this guy does is surgical. Every swing he takes, every time he throws a ball, every step he takes, there's a reason for it. And everything is designed to make him just a baseball machine. And that's what he's been this year. And the obvious thing to do is just pitch around him, walk him every time. But you can't do that in this Dodger lineup, which is really starting to swing it a little bit better than it was late in the season, now that Freddie Freeman is back in the lineup.
And the Dodgers collectively, too, have been firing on all cylinders against these Mets. They're 4-2 against them in the regular season. They've won the last 4 straight. Speaking of those Mets, they've been a great story, thanks in large part to Francisco Lindor, 6 RBI in his last 7 playoff games this year. How has he found the rhythm where it matters the most, Tim?
Well, he just plays with a childlike joy, which he has his entire career. Let's not forget how many big hits he got for Cleveland before he went there, but before he went to the Mets. But what has really struck me in the last couple weeks is when you watch Lindor hit these 2 gigantic homers he's hit, he runs around the bases without a smile on his face. He's not raising the roof or doing anything like that. It's almost like as he runs the bases, he's trying to show everyone, this is why the Mets traded for me. This is why they gave me all this money to do things at this time. And man, has he come up big. And this is why the Mets are so dangerous. Lindor at the top of the order has changed the look of the Mets the last 4 months.
Mr. Smile has plenty to smile about, getting back to an LCS for the first time for him personally since 2016 when he did so with Cleveland. Speaking of, just another Game 5 in hours. It's Detroit against Cleveland. Tarek Skubal has yet to allow a run in 13 postseason innings. How do you put his dominance into perspective?
Well, he's the best pitcher in baseball this year. He is going to win the Cy Young unanimously in the American League. He won the Triple Crown of pitching. He throws 4 pitches, sometimes 5 for strikes whenever he wants. He throws 100 miles an hour. He has an elite changeup. And being such a big guy, some of the Astros were telling me it's hard to read him because he's so big, and then you see the changeup coming out. But if you look for the changeup, you're not going to get to 100 miles an hour and vice versa. Plus, he has such a good understanding about the art of pitching. He just doesn't go out there and overpower you. He knows exactly what he's doing, which makes him so difficult and gives the Tigers a really good chance today.
Somebody on Twitter was funny. He said, hey, explain this to me in NBA terms with what's going on with Detroit. And somebody responded, it's a team full of Joe Ingalls who gets Luka Doncic every 5 days. Tarek being Luka, the MVP. Tim Kurkjian, of course, our MVP. Tim, great to see you. Much appreciated.